you say is flawed with this whole growth operating, growth partner model?
Yeah.
What are some of the results you've gotten for these coaches, and how much cash have you collected this month?
Meet Soowei, a 19-year-old entrepreneur who 3 years ago was addicted to video games and used to play 12 hours plus a day. But fast forward 3 years, and now he has scaled his own personal agency to 50k per month and has helped countless coaches scale from 0 to 50 to 100k per month. Watch this video in full to learn how he got started in this online business space, how he gets his clients results, and how you can do the exact same thing. Enjoy. A very quick disclaimer, guys. This video was shot in March and it is now the end of April. I held on to the video for too long, but everything Soowei does talk about in the video has officially launched, and all the numbers in the videos that he said are specifically for March, and in April he done a lot more and he done 50k in April. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, peace.
Yo, what's up, guys? Today I got a very special video for you. It's value packed, and I got a very special guest, Soowei. Give the viewers a 90-second rundown on who you are and what you have done so far.
Yeah, so appreciate it, bro. My name is Soowei. I'm 18 years old. I used to be a growth partner, scaled companies up, one of those growth operators that did high-ticket communities. And now I'm kind of like, I sell my own build and release. I might do my own consulting offer, so yeah. So
after doing sales for 2 years, you've decided to transition into becoming a growth partner, a growth operator.
Yeah.
And you've run a successful agency in the past.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to transition into helping out coaches?
I want to say it's just coaches. It's like info products, agency owners, anything. Anyone that has an online service I can help with acquisition and just a bunch of, the sales process and everything. The reason why I actually switched to a consulting offer because it's much more high leverage. I'm not actually in the trenches and just working like crazy. Yes, I'm still working with the clients. I'm still very hands-on, but the agency work and, the whole agency space is just very, very, I guess, commoditized is the word. Serge uses it a lot. It's very commoditized and it's very hard to separate yourself from the rest of the crowd. And so my way of separating myself is still providing the same services, but instead of me doing it, it's, people that I've personally trained up in my in-house team, and we don't take any rev share, we don't take a monthly retainer, and it's just, it's more appealing to coaches, if that makes sense.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
So for the people watching, what do you exactly do for coaches, service-based businesses, etc.?
Yeah, so basically we have like an agency solution where we actually help the coaches build out an offer, help with the acquisition process, help train the sales team to sell that offer, and just the entire process, including lead flow. I'm thinking about introducing paid ads as well. And so, yeah, just kind of, it's hard to explain because like no one else does this.
Yeah,
right?
basically everything.
Yeah,
it's they basically help out with everything. You help out launch their offer.
Yeah.
Find product market fit, market research, build out the whole sales process.
Yeah.
And help scale them up.
Yeah.
And on that note, because I follow you and I've seen the crazy results you've gotten.
Yeah.
What are some of the results you've gotten for these coaches?
Yeah. So, I've been in the actual growth partner space and scaling coaches space for like 2-3 months, I'd say. 3 months top.
Yeah.
3 months max. And a few results I've gotten is scaling Natural Salad to 45k in 24 days. I scaled Chris, he'll sell the clothing brand offer. He was doing like 3k a month. We scaled him up to 50k rev, 30k cash. I scaled Victor up from 10k to 45k rev. Some other stuff is like I was a sales manager for HK, and we scaled his offer up from 0 to, I think it was 80k rev.
Yeah.
80k rev and 60k cash. And then, like a bunch of other offers, but yeah, that's just a general gist of it.
So how did you even end up getting into this area of the online business space?
Bro, it was during COVID. Like, I was 16. I was just playing GTA, Fortnite, literally the entire day. You know how it is, bro. You know how it is.
Bro, I was banging out 60 nowadays.
Bro, the amount of battle royales I got on there is crazy. But I was just grinding that out. Like, just Fortnite, GTA, Fall Guys. These three just like, switch between these three. And I think at one point I was just like tired after like a 12-hour session. I was just tired of it. And I searched up how to make money online because I always had that interest. But now that I had so much free time on my hands, it was like, I might as well start now, if not when. Mm-hmm. And so I started. It took me like 6 months to make my first sale. I was in the IG theme page space. Like such a sketch business model in general. If you know anything about it, it's so sketch. Because you're selling an IG mentorship and then it's just like super confusing. But I was in that. and I made my first like 5K there. It took a while, but you know, my first sale was like $50, not good. But I think that was like that first $50 was the moment where I realized, oh, you know, this is actually possible. It wasn't anything, but the idea of just being able to make money online, it felt like magic.
100%, bro.
So it broke a lot of limiting beliefs, and then from there, I transitioned into an appointment setting offer for a dating coach, and then eventually closing for that dating coach. And then after the appointment setting closing, I got into sales management with Yusuf and Malcolm, the boys.
Yes, sir.
And then they kind of showed me the ropes around growth operating and everything. And then I invested into different guys, Devin, Serge, all these different big authorities in their respective niches. And then I eventually learned everything up and built out my own consulting offer of all the knowledge that I have. The last 2 years of building skills and scaling offers and just everything.
100%, bro.
Yes, sir.
And the most important thing, like, not the most important thing, but something that I want to ask is, what kept you going? Like, this journey isn't easy.
Yeah.
And you know yourself, I always see you in here banging out 8-hour, 10-hour days.
Yes, sir.
What keeps you going? You've already made the money.
Yeah.
You already have money. You've already scaled up your clients. You already got case studies. You can keep it like this. What pushes you to keep on going? From the day you started making some money, what went off in your head to say, I want to carry on doing this
Yeah.
and scale up to 100, 200K a month,
That's
which is around your end goal ish,
Yeah.
probably a lot more, but yeah.
That's a good question, bro. In regards to like why I'm still so dedicated on scaling up, I want to build something that no one has ever built before. And if I'm not number one, then I'm not satisfied, and I'm far from number one. And so the idea of just being able to climb up the ranks, like people think like, oh, you hit 20K a month, 30K a month. They think it's like you're satisfied, but
Yeah.
you know for a fact, like when you hit your first 5, 10K or whatever, you're always gonna want more. It's just that never-ending cycle is like that. The drive to just keep on improving yourself and developing a business that you're proud of is just what keeps me going. I'm 18, you know. There's so much more. I don't want to stay comfortable right now.
Insane, bro. It's
And
like the game never ends.
yeah, the game never ends. And so my personal end goal is to go into private equity, and scaling info products is my way of getting there, because now I know how to actually do market research. Now I know how to build offers. Now I know how to do content. These are acquisition systems. These are all essential things for private equity firms and everything. And that's obviously way bigger in scale, but the general foundation and everything is built through info, not fucking college or whatever, you know?
Yeah, 100%, bro. I completely agree with you. And
Yeah.
from being around you and learning from all the other people,
Yeah.
it takes something else to push past those barriers and those problems.
Yeah.
And you briefly mentioned before that you invested in the top creators like Devin Jatho, Serge Guattari, and you've invested thousands and thousands into yourself and into programs.
Yeah.
What would you say is the importance of investing in yourself, and why do you invest in yourself?
Well, it's speed, right? It's speed. You can get there eventually. There's no doubt. You can figure it out yourself. But why would you? Because the time that you spend actually trying to figure it out yourself, trying to figure out what to do and, you know, what not to do, that time is wasted. And instead, you could just pay someone at whatever amount. They teach you everything that they know that they did to achieve, you know, what they were able to achieve. And now you have the exact systems, the exact processes, the exact strategies that they use to achieve this outcome that you want.
100%.
So for me, I didn't know shit about content. I didn't know anything,
Yeah.
you know. I was just watching endless YouTube videos, and there was no proof of concept. There was no good YouTube videos that actually taught me how to actually scale up my IG account, how to grow organically. And I didn't really want to figure it out myself, because I knew that the time that I spent trying to figure it out myself would lead to me losing a battle in the long run.
100%.
Because if I get that now, then I can sell that information in the consulting offer. I knew that. I always had a vision to launch my own consulting offer.
You're sharpening your sword.
Exactly. And why would I try to figure it out myself when I can just buy from the best, learn from the best, and then put that in the program for my clients? It just makes sense.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times people ask me, why do you invest so much money? Why don't you just figure it out yourself? You have to skip the learning curve. You have to skip the process of actually trying to do it yourself. And you just have to like throw money at someone, get all the strategies, pick their brains out, get everything, put it in your stuff, and then just go from there. So let's say I want to do paid ads now. I'm in talks with a guy to potentially, for him to actually build out a paid ads module. And now if we have paid ads and then the content systems And then the acquisition systems, it's a no-brainer for clients because it's the best of every single area, every single niche. You know what I mean?
100%. And you're investing in yourself to make your future products great.
Yeah.
And it's more like long-term vision.
Yeah.
Because you invested in the course with Devin Jaffa, and literally like you invested, and I'll say maybe like a few weeks later, insane content, insane amount of followers, and you went from 4K followers to around 24K in around like 2 months.
Yeah.
Like around 2 to 3 months, which just proves how important investing back in yourself is.
Yeah.
And you have probably made a lot more back from investing in that course
Yeah.
because of your content, and now you know so much more. And now, even in your consulting mastery, your program,
Yeah.
your content modules are a lot better, and you actually know what you're talking about because you know exactly what the client or the coach, etc., has to do to get results with the content because you paid for it. And now they're paying you to learn the information as well.
Exactly.
100%.
So it's a no-brainer when you look at it from the long-term perspective. Yes, you're giving up X amount, right? But when you give up X amount, think about what you get in return. You get the strategies faster. You get to actually attract your ideal clients through inbound. As I was saying,
The lights went off on us, but we move.
I used to always do outbound and get all these clients. And when I actually built out content that resonated with my ideal clients, they started coming to me. And that was something I never experienced. And it's like the best feeling ever because the framing that you have, the authority that you have, the overall frame just like completely changes because now he's coming to you instead of you coming to them.
Mm-hmm.
So now that puts you in a position where you can actually charge a premium price.
Yeah.
You're not compared to others. You're not a commodity. So yeah.
100%. You go from the one chasing them to now them coming to you.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're talking about this whole space, and it might sound glamorous, etc. But what would you say is flawed with this whole growth operating, growth partner model?
First of all, you're in the trenches, bro. You're in the trenches. So for me, I was working like 10, 12-hour days. It was really, really bad. And, you know, I'm not saying every growth partner does this. I'm sure some growth operators, like, they have balance.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, if I don't get a result, I'm going to obsess over it until I can get them the result.
Mm-hmm.
And it was almost all the work was on my end. And it was 100% like my responsibility. When in reality, it's still the client. The client has a huge role in this whole growth operating business model, right?
100%.
If they don't do what you want them to do, you're not going to succeed no matter how good of a growth operator you are. That's something I realized with a lot of big creators. Yes, they don't have time. Yes, they're, you know, an influencer and all that stuff. But you can't even scale them up if they don't film the VSL, if they don't, you know, build out the systems alongside you and write the copy with you that resonates with your audience. So that was the main thing. And also the idea of a business owner giving up rev share was so unattractive. And the idea of just splitting profits as a business owner, I would never want to give away 10% rev share. I don't care how good you are. I don't care what you're doing for my business. I'll pay you a retainer, but I don't want to give you rev share. Mm-hmm. The idea of giving away rev share just scares a lot of business owners away. And yeah, I guess that's the biggest flaws. It's like the amount of work you have to put in as a growth operator as opposed to a consultant is huge. And then also taking rev share scares a lot of business owners away.
So for the people watching this and that are looking to get into maybe growth operating or becoming a growth partner, what would you do if you were in their shoes, step by step? So like if you was to restart and you're in their shoes, what would you do step by step?
I wouldn't even consider growth operating because you have to actually build a foundation of skill sets to actually want to scale up your own offer and, you know, do growth operating, because you can't come in as a beginner and say, hey, pay me 50% rev share and I'll scale up your company. It doesn't work like that. There's no person with brain cells that would agree to that. Mm-hmm. But if your foundation in appointment setting, and then you did a bit of closing, and then you did copywriting, you did a bit of marketing, you did offer fulfillment, all these different things, and now you can actually have a tangible skill set to be able to fulfill on a growth operating role.
100%.
So you have to actually build the foundation of being good at appointment setting, being good at closing, and being good at all these different things so that you can actually build a sales team that is actually good and you know how to solve certain problems that come up. Because if your appointment setter has a problem and you don't know setting, what are you going to do?
You're messed up, bro.
What are you going to do?
You won't even notice that the appointment setter is bad because you've never done it before.
Yeah.
So the appointment setter could be horrible, but because you don't know sales, you don't know the mistakes they're making.
Yeah.
And until you learn appointment setting and you become good at appointment setting and you become good at closing,
Yeah.
you won't be able to improve your team. And this is exactly what you told me. You told me to build up my foundations, learn the skills, and you actually coached me and taught me appointment setting. And now I have somewhat of a foundation, but because I've been working with you and other homies like Malcolm and Yusuf, I'm in more of a like a leveraged position, so I didn't have to actually go into the job role. But as a complete beginner, I wouldn't have been able to do this. Like right now, I have signed my client and have the confidence to provide the results for that client because I've been in the trenches. I've been doing free work for the past 5 to 6 months. Literally, like I've been doing free work for the past 5 to 6 months.
Yeah.
And while I'm doing that free work, I'm learning how these guys are actually doing it. So I'm editing their videos, but while I'm editing it, they're teaching me how to actually do X, Y, Z. And then they tell me their secrets. Oh, we done X, Y, Z, and we made this amount for them. So now I have my client. I'm confident in my ability to provide them a result, even though it's still going to be extremely hard for me. And it just goes back to like, if I didn't have anything and I was a complete beginner, even if I did have this client, I probably would mess up and I probably would fail.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to coaches. What are the biggest mistakes that you see coaches make?
That's a tough one because coaches make a lot of mistakes. They make a lot. I guess the first one is not having like a funnel. A lot of coaches, they post content, whatever, but then they don't tell their audience where to go. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have an opt-in page, if you don't have a VSL, you don't have a post-booking nurturing process, you don't have an appointment center that reaches out to all your followers, the amount of money you're leaving on the table is ridiculous. Now, if you have one of the four, great, but get all four, you know? Because first of all, if you have an opt-in page, you can collect their email, you can do email nurturing, you can contact them, you can do whatever, right? If you have a VSL, you can actually, build more trust. You can actually talk about your service, you can talk about who you are. Because chances are, if someone goes on your profile, they don't know who you are.
Yeah.
They don't know what you do. Mm-hmm. And a VSL just explains everything and it does 80% of the heavy lifting. I've had clients that watch a VSL and they say, look, I don't think we even need a sales call, just send me the payment link, and they would piff. Mm-hmm. That's the power of a VSL with the right structure, with the right framework, with the right everything. If you have a VSL that actually resonates with the client, and you have to do market research to get it to resonate to the client, so that goes back to growth operating, then you're going to absolutely crush it. And then the post-booking nurturing process, like when a client books a call, the moment the client books a call and the moment that the client takes a call, that time in between is the post-booking process. Now you have to send them different case studies, different, post-booking confirmations, your VSL, make sure that they watch a VSL if they haven't already. You have to send them so many resources and you have to get them with so much conviction that by the time they're on the sales call, they're ready to pay. Like my sales calls are like layups. I wish I could show you guys. They don't last more than 20, 30 minutes. They generally don't, because I have a YouTube funnel, I have a banger VSL, mm-hmm. I have case study videos that go over how I actually scaled up, different offers. And the clients are just super nurtured by the time they hop on the program that it's a little layup. And then the fourth one is the appointment setter. If you don't have a train setter in your DMs that's actually reaching out to all of these followers that you're having, you're basically saying no to money, because your followers that actually click the follow button and watch your content, they're indirectly saying that, hey, you're providing value to me, which is why I dropped you a follow. Mm-hmm. If they're liking your stuff, same thing. If they're viewing your stories, same thing. You're providing them value, which is why they're still following you and engaging with your content. Now, if you don't reach out to them, you may never sell them. But the idea of making the contact with them as frictionless as possible by getting a setter to outreach to them is such a good idea, because now you just maybe tripled or quadrupled your leads. Mm-hmm. Because now you're not just relying on inbound, you're relying on inbound and outbound.
Yeah.
And I've done this with Chris. We literally scaled up from 3K to 50K through outbound alone. And
in a short period of time.
Exactly. In 30 days, bro. In 30 calendar days. And it's just, so many coaches don't do outbound. They don't have a setter, they don't have scripts to turn these outbound leads into book calls, mm-hmm. and it's wasting so much money, especially if they have content, you know what I mean?
100%. And it just goes to show that the coaches have potential,
yeah,
but they need the right person to come in and like an expert to fill in those roles, fill in those gaps,
yeah,
build out those processes for them so they can actually scale up.
Yeah.
And it's just a few things that they need to tweak to actually hit those 20, 30, 40, 50K months.
Yeah. And if you're a coach and you don't know appointment setting, then you either learn it or you get someone to train your setter. It's just one of the two, because you can't just, if you're a coach and you hire an appointment setter from your DMs that cold DMs you, oh my gosh, it's a long day, bro. It's a long day.
So you've been doing this for around 3 months now. You've gotten the case studies. You've gotten all the experience.
I want to say all.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
A
haven't-
decent amount.
You've gotten a decent amount of experience.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
Uh-huh.
What are the next steps for you right now?
I'm still doing growth operating, like growth partnering with high ticket offers. I don't do low ticket. Fuck that. But yeah, I'm still doing it to actually sharpen my skills and get better, because there's always things to learn. You'll never be like a perfect growth partner or whatever. But I'm basically putting everything that I've learned into a consulting course where we give the systems and we give the infrastructure and we give the program to coaches for them to be able to implement themselves. So it's essentially you're partnering with me as a coach, and I'm your growth partner, but I don't take any rev share and I don't take a monthly retainer. No one has done that in this space. Like, no one has done that. And we literally handhold you throughout the entire process. We have different coaches. We have a content coach, gonna be a paid ads coach, gonna be, a systems coach, everything. We already have a bunch of things lined up alongside me. And so you're getting access to like a group of guys that just are experts in their niche, in the area. And you can basically, go through each phase and master offer, master the appointment setting, master managing the team, hiring the team. We help you, we train the team alongside you. And so we provide all the systems and the coaching that we do and the services as a growth partner, but at scale. So we don't take any rev share, we don't take any retainer.
100%. And even with that, you might just hear that and might think it's just a course. But it's like once you've gone through all the modules and you've implemented it, there's actually even like a test that you must complete to make sure you know what you're doing and you know how to actually launch an offer.
Yeah.
So they don't just make you watch the videos and then be like, okay, go off. It's like they make sure you've mastered every single point, which I think is extremely, extremely important.
The videos are great, but like, bro, the longest one is like 15 minutes. I'm not selling a video course. The videos are like 10% of the course. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The rest is just the coaching calls, the one-on-one calls, the implementation, the execution. Like, it's everything but the video course. I hate even selling the idea of a video course, because that just does it so much. It's such a disservice to just sell a video course. The video course explains why you should do something and how to do it. That's all it explains. I don't film 30-minute Netflix series on how to do this, how to do that. No, we just tell you what to do, why it's important, and how to do it. It's that simple. And the group coaching is meant for you to basically make sure you grasp everything. The one-on-one calls to make sure that you're kept accountable. And in each phase, this is pretty sick. I don't think you know this yet. But in each phase, like let's say you're in the first phase, which is the offer phase. We help you build out an offer. We help you make it irresistible. You come up with a guarantee. So my guarantee is if you don't double your revenue in 90 days, we give you a full refund. We send you an extra $1,000, and we work with you for free until you do double your revenue. So it's almost like a triple guarantee.
I might need to become a coach just so I can work with you.
But when you hear that, you're like, holy shit, We help you create a guarantee for your own offer, where you make your clients go like, damn, that's how much confidence you guys have.
100%.
I don't need a guarantee. I have enough case studies, but I want to put it there to show the confidence that I have. So I'm not selling some shitty video course. I'm selling a transformation. I'm selling the execution. So saying video course is like, oh, it makes me pissed, bro. Because so many coaches do this. So many like other people in my niche, they just sell video modules, and like, bro, that's not what people want. People want execution. People want one-on-one help, accountability, all these different things. You're not providing that,
And you could say that's why there's like 1,000 people who join their course and only like 10 of them will get results.
Exactly.
So earlier on, you mentioned to me that you closed a 4K deal,
Yeah.
which is amazing. What is the business doing so far this month? Or how is the business doing? And how much cash have you collected this month?
Yeah, business is going well. It's going well. We did hit a record month. The thing is, we haven't even launched yet, so I'm excited to see what we can do during launch. We're gonna run some paid ads. We're gonna run some email. It's gonna be nice. So right now, predominantly how we're making sales is just through word of mouth, talking to people that have been wanting our service. But since we haven't really launched something that can help people at scale, now people are like actually interested. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's been good. The numbers, we're at 39K rev and 24K cash, I believe.
24K cash.
Yeah.
That's insane, bro. That's insane.
Yes, sir.
Congrats, bro.
Thank you. But it's far from what I want to achieve, bro. It's far. Like I don't know. Something about just hitting like these kind of months, they feel good, but at the same time, it's like you always want more. So it's never ending, bro. It's never
100%,
ending.
bro. 100%. And when are you launching? What date are you expecting to launch?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. I need to perfect it, and I don't want to give like a date and then launch on that date. But when the video models are ready, when the structure is built out, when we have all the implementation like absolutely dialed in, then we're gonna launch. So we do have like early bird members that are actually in the community that will help. They're helping us build out the program as we speak. Complete like 80% of the video modules, but in terms of like the structure, we have like the offer area. At the end there's gonna be an offer submission where you submit your offer and you book a one-on-one offer mastery call, where we make sure that everything's good, and then we have the VSL call talking about how to actually create a killer VSL, and all these different things. So it is a very hands-on process. I'm trying to figure out how to do it at scale, because I don't want to just sell video modules and tell you to fuck off. Don't want to be one of those guys. I want to build something that's actually special and that actually provides a transformation and
100%.
helps you execute.
100%, bro. But you've gotten so much experience now, and you've probably seen a lot of businesses fail.
Yeah.
What would you say is the number one reason why businesses fail from what you've seen?
That's a tough one, because it's just usually it's a combination of things. It's not just like one specific aspect, but I say not having a team that you can delegate tasks to. If you're a coach and you're doing the setting, you're doing the closing, you're doing the fulfillment, what are you doing, brother? Like, what are you doing? You should be hiring and outsourcing the low leverage tasks like appointment setting. Closing isn't a low leverage, but if you can outsource it, great. You should be outsourcing the stuff like sending emails and all that. Like, there's so much stuff you can outsource, and you need to free up your time to actually focus on two things: content and fulfillment, and maybe a bit of acquisition. But the point is, you have to do what you do best. If you're a content creator and you're a creator, and you're trying to balance, wear all the hats in the business, do appointment setting, closing, fulfillment, and content, you're not going to be able to scale past 10K a month. Or maybe you can probably scale past 10K. We will never reach 50 to 100. You need to build a team, an in-house team that loves to work for you, that will be able to take tasks off your plate and allow you to focus on what you're actually good at. So I'd say just finding the right talent and sourcing the right people is just a huge one, and a lot of coaches don't know how to do that.
Would you say they're stretching themselves thin? It's like they're doing too much. They can't focus on the tasks that actually bring in money.
Yeah.
And they're focusing on the things that aren't as leveraged. And eventually, because they're doing so much,
Yeah.
they're just going to either stay stagnant or it's all going to come crumbling down.
When you're a one-man business, like, the idea of running a one-man business is straight stupid. it really is, because you're digging yourself a hole. So let's say, like, touch wood, but let's say you go to hospital or something for 7 days. So that means your business doesn't run? It doesn't make sense, You need to have a business that can function even when you go on holiday, even when you can't work on the business. And so you need to build and release infrastructures and systems that allow you to free up time so that you can outsource it to an appointment setter that you trust, to a closer that you trust, to a VA that can do your tasks. You need to do that. If not, nothing will work out in your business, and you'll always be stuck in your own job. You're creating your own job for yourself if you think about it,
100%. Working 10 to 12 hour days and just being stagnant.
Yeah.
When you can free up time and still put in that same amount of effort, but you're making a lot more money.
Exactly.
What would you say are the common misconceptions when it comes to the online coaching space?
Everyone thinks we're scammers or whatever. I mean, this is just the online space in general. But yeah, everyone thinks we're, at least like the B2C guys, all the noobs and shit. they think it's all scam and stuff, but they don't understand the complexity that it comes to actually like build something like this. Like, we're building stuff that actually changes lives. We're building structures and systems that will allow coaches to change lives at scale.
100%.
So, if we work with a fitness coach, we're helping that fitness coach sell to more people to change their body and achieve the dream physique that they always wanted. Like, people don't think about that, but the job that we have is just so fulfilling, especially as growth operators, consultants, whatever you want to call us. It's so fulfilling. But I'd say a misconception is just like, you can do everything by yourself as well. Everyone thinks you can do it by yourself, but why would you? Why don't you just skip the learning curve, pay someone money to teach you everything and give you everything that you need to scale up, and then just scale up like that?
100%.
It makes it makes so much more sense to do that instead of trying to, learn everything by yourself, trying to do everything by yourself, trying to find appointment setters by yourself. So if you were to do everything by yourself, you have to learn setting, closing, VSL, offer, how to fulfill everything. But instead, you invest in someone that it's already learned everything and just teaches you all that. And suddenly, you just saved years of experience and years of learning. That's probably the biggest one, thinking that you can do it by yourself and like not investing in anyone, thinking you're the shit. I think another thing is, like, if you're a coach, there's thousands of other coaches, tens of thousands of other coaches. Like, if you're in the fitness space, you are doing yourself a disservice by not investing, because everyone else around you is probably investing. And the people that do invest are the ones that get an edge on you. And even if your coaching is good, even if your offer is good, you're not going to be able to sell it. If your fulfillment's on point, you're not going to be able to sell it if you don't have the right systems and the acquisition in place. You don't have the right talent to actually help you with the setting and closing, right? So you're doing yourself a disservice by not putting your program out there, and the people that actually pay for the information, that pay to skip the learning curve, are just going to lap you over and over again. And this happened to me at the start. I remember this because I was running my little IG theme page business, making like literally zero for 5-6 months. And then this guy, he invested like $300 into this program, and I was like, bro, you're stupid. Just learn it yourself. It's all free on YouTube. And he went from zero as well. He was like 5 months in, still made zero. He invested, and he learned from someone called Nicholas Pere. He's a big guy in the IG theme page space. And he just started making 1K, 2K, 3K. And I saw that, I was like, okay, the only thing he did different from me is he paid for this program. And I started to think to myself, like, okay, if that's the only thing different, then let me try it. Let me just, invest some money. And at the time I didn't have money. I didn't want to use my mom's credit card. So I stuck to it for like another 1 or 2 months. And then I took that money and I reinvested into a program. And then I scaled up to 1K, 2K. And then I got out that space, did appointment setting, closing. And even from the very beginning, especially in the beginning, it's just huge to actually invest to skip the learning process. And if you already have a validated offer, you already have a few clients, you need to actually pay to skip the learning curve. And you know this.
100%.
If you try to figure out everything by yourself without joining the GA,
it would have taken ages. I would have
Yusuf
had to
and
learn
Malcolm, you would have died, bro. You would have died.
I would have had to learn how to launch an offer,
Yeah.
the automations, the exact strategy I should do for my clients. So many things like service delivery, the fulfillment, the content they should make, the CTAs they should have.
Yeah.
It would have been so much. And it's not only like, the information is also one thing. It's a very important thing. But now, I could go home, start doing work, have a question, and then send a message out and get my answer back in like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I know exactly what to do. But if I didn't have that, I would have had to go on YouTube,
that's what I'm saying,
watched a bunch of videos, waited like, I don't know, like hours.
Yeah.
And got like semi-good information. And
vague information that doesn't
literally
apply to majority of the shit you do.
And I would have had to use that vague, very vague, like decent information, used it and realized that the information was rubbish and it was shit, to then actually learn what I was actually meant to do.
Yeah.
Which takes a lot longer, because it might take me like 10, 14 days to implement what they said.
Exactly.
It might take another like 14 to like a whole month to get feedback on what they said. And in that time, you could even send out a message and go reply back in like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I've actually experienced this. And I've sent messages to Soowei, and he's replied back to me. He's probably annoyed at me right now. But it just, it's just part of what you get.
Yeah.
And that also just increases the time on how you lap your competitors.
Exactly.
Because while your competitors are finally finding out about like implementing a VSL, you've already started making your VSL, and maybe there's like a few things you don't know. You send out a message, you get a reply, and in a space of like 10 days, you've got your VSL up.
Exactly.
Whereas it might take your competitors like 3 to 4 months to get their VSL up.
Exactly. And that's so important, because I have coaches in different areas. So if I want content, I go to Devin. If I want acquisition systems, I go to Serge. If I want, like back-end ops and everything, I go to Yusuf and Malcolm, because they're killers at that. And I have different people in each space, and that I can just ask and
100%.
get feedback within 30 minutes to an hour. And it's the best feedback you can get as well. Like, it doesn't get much better than Devin. It doesn't get much better than Serge. It doesn't get much better than Yusuf and Malcolm in terms of the systems and everything.
They're literally top killers in the space.
And it's like, I have the best advice from all these different guys. There's no reason why I can't scale past the numbers that I want to scale past and reach my goals, you know?
100%.
So what I'm trying to do with my offer is just provide all the coaching in one program, so you don't have to invest in 3 different guys. Just invest in one thing, get the coaches and the expert coaching from everyone in that community, and just scale it up. So we have 3-4 head coaches, just run it up like that.
Yes, sir. And I'm looking forward to see the results and case studies you do get from your program. But other than that, I think that's it.
Yes, sir.
I hope you guys got value.
Yeah.
Soowei, special thanks. Like,
Yes, sir.
thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, sir.
And
Thank you for having me.
giving out sauce. Go check out his YouTube and get even more sauce. But other than that, that's a wrap. If you want to check him out again, Soowei Go. If you want to check me out, go to my followings and then go to Soowei Go.
Don't check this shit
Bro,
out.
I just plugged you. I said go to my followings. I go to Soowei Go, bro. You're gonna go check him out because it's insane value.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I haven't uploaded in a while. And yeah, I've come back with a banger. Hope you guys enjoy. Take care. Peace. Mwah.
Yes, sir.